So what are we talking about? I done forgot.
Well, on this episode of Tokens and Ruins, we're talking about dreams interpretation, some of our personal dreams, our experience as dream workers, just that generalness. Because that is one of the other things that we share in common, is that we have a strong base in dream work.
Yeah, technically speaking, my practice does a lot in the dreamscape and the other realms.
Yeah. I've just always had, really bizarre dreams since I was younger, and that's actually where most of my clairvoyancy comes through. Is that the right one? Where you get messages.
Yeah.
I always forget, the technical words. So. I know for, when I was really young, I had frequent nightmares, and looking back on them, they weren't so much so, like actual nightmares, but they were scary for, a child to be kind of dealing with.
Yeah.
I always, had dreams of, and even now, I have dreams of almost always being chased by something. Which, in dream interpretation, usually means, the fear of someone or something is, out to get you, is hunting you, you can't get away from it kind of thing. And it's just too much for you to bear at the same time, which is why you're trying to get away from it. I didn't grow up in the greatest of places, so that's pretty much where it came from, and now it's more because I feel like a kid again in those dreams when I have them still, and I feel like it's more of the past. It's trying to be still knock, 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 we're here, we're still here in your subconscious, we're not healed, hey, here!
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
And I always pay extra attention to any dreams that have to do with weather, flooding, rain, tornadoes, earthquakes, anything like that.
My lava dream.
Yeah, that's going to speak to chaotic and disruptive outside of yourself.
Now, in your personal experience, how literal should you on average take dreams?
Dreams, you shouldn't.
There's I've seen quite a few videos that's it just flat out states, pay attention to your dreams are trying to tell you something, and people just always take it at the most literal term, and I just feel like that English teacher that's what do the curtains represent?
I will give you an example. I am currently working on creating and building a new life for myself and for my boys. I would not want to take my dreams literally right now because I am pregnant in them. It's because I'm creating a new life.
I mean, if you got physically pregnant, you bring the next coming of something, that's for damn sure.
Yeah, because I done yeeted that uterus.
Yeet! Where'd you put that thing?
Exactly. That's why you shouldn't take it literally.
Yeah.
And I have heard the rumblings of what they call spirit babies, and I'm just no.
I always thought it was really weird, because, like, now there's some dreams that I can tell you are just, like, my brain trying to process memories of stuff, which is just a whole different concept. That is psychology, and
You will notice in those types of dreams, you're usually in familiar environments from your younger years.
yeah. It's like something you really are like this is attached to your core kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's dreams that are supposed to, are like messages, or your brain just trying to like understand stuff in general, because that's what dreams are supposed to be, even in the scientific practice, is your brain trying to process the amount of information you're getting.
That's the reason why, like, recording your dreams is really important. You will start to pick up on the patterns and the specific symbolism that is highly unique to you.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Frozen Siggy. Oh, there we go. You're live! Yeah. For me, I have... Like, I was telling, one of our friends that, like, a lot of people won't take a message seriously if they see it, like, in a third-person sense. But I see my dreams consistently in a third person. And that's based upon the fact that me as a general, like, person, like, my practices try to be as unbiased as possible in things. You good there? You look like you got something to say.
How very Norse of you.
That's fair. In fairness, that is kind of where I started my journey. I will not deny my roots. First two guys I worked
Norse
with.
Of you.
That's fair. I'll take it. I ain't got nothing to fight that with.
I've also noticed that when I do spirit flight, there is a very specific location that I will not mention, but a very specific location that I always start and end on.
I've heard that a lot with a lot more experienced people. Me and this other friend, and I think she's collective, but I'm not sure. She might follow more of a Hindu kind of path. Or Buddhist, one of the two. And we were talking about meditation, and she was even like, I start at a certain point and end at that same point kind of thing.
Well, like, technically I have two places, but, you know.
Yeah.
Backups are important.
Yeah, I was like, I'm sure it's a little different for everyone, how many you got, but I think that's part of the grounding yourself to your body kind of thing. I think, anyways.
The Norse have a word for it. I can't remember it off the top of my head, but it's our version of Yggdrasil. And that's where you start.
That makes sense. You're a bonsai Yggdrasil. So I can picture a tiny little tree.
Everybody's just going to have to give me a break. There's a lot of words to remember. I'm used to just doing this stuff. I'm having to, like, learn a lot of words.
Yeah, same. I think that, this is going to get a little off topic, I do think that the terminology and lingo and words and all that are really hard for solo practitioners that didn't start when the internet was the way it is to explain to some of the newer people now. Because what I called spirit walking or dream walking for so long is what is now astral planing, and I had not, literally had not heard it called that.
I hate dream walking. I hate dream walking. I can do it, but I hate it. People's dream states are weird.
Because, as a lucid dreamer, And I worked, it's both a natural ability, but I've worked on it. The dream walking has become easy for me, so once I recognize that I'm not within my own dream, I can figure out who it is if I know them pretty quickly. Why I'm there if I just showed up because I felt like they were in distress or whatever. Or I just felt like messing with them. Because sometimes when I'm going to bed thinking about someone for what a XYZ reason, most people think like romantically when you say that. Sometimes I'm like, I gotta tell Siggy this in the morning, and then I just remember seeing you in my dreams.
I've shown up in somebody's dream because they were mad at me.
I've done that shit too.
So fun. So fun.
Why do you keep yelling my name? I'm trying to sleep here. There's just so much that, like, well, I guess we could talk about astraling too, because a lot of people, when they're like,
Hey,
I
Bear,
was dreaming.
I do that. Yeah, I do. I just say dreaming, but like I do that too.
Yeah, I was like, I'm almost constantly not dreaming, but I'm off doing something, as you call it, the spirit flight. I call it spirit walking. Which
Call
I
it
can.
spirit flight is like, ugh. I don't always slam back in, but when I do,
I've only had
hurt.
that, yeah, a couple times, especially when I was younger. I woke up with the wind knocked out of me. I was like,
Mm-hmm. I hate it when that happens. It don't happen often, but it does, and I don't like it.
as an asthmatic, I fucking despise
More
it.
often, more often than not, for me, it's because one of my kids has disturbed me. I don't even have the proper wind to fuss at them for it.
You're just sitting there, just staring at staring at the ceiling. Just why? You got any bones to pick on this particular subject?
When you're doing that, I've noticed that a lot of people, when they first start out, which this is the proper way, mind you, they start off walking around their own home.
Yeah.
I've had my children hear me walking around the house.
So my whole family, and like this is something that even like my grandfather, who was raised Catholic and isn't a really big like spirits walk the earth person. Like he's just kind of stereotypical older dude, raised Catholic, now Christian, that kind of thing. We have even talked about like dream walking and spirit walking and stuff like that. And like him like doing it himself. And from what I've understood is both sides of my family have a natural gift and ability for it. Um
Yeah.
my mom is really prone to sleepwalking, and so is my both my brothers. You talk to them while they're sleepwalking, they will have full coherent conversation with you, and you will not think they're sleeping. Like most people are there like, oh, it's gibberish or whatever. No, full conversation. The only thing that gives it away is their eyes. You'll see their eyes switching back and forth like they're in a REM sleep still.
I've
Um,
had people have that experience with me.
I feel like that's a glitch that your body didn't. The Bluetooth was still connected a little too strong. So now
Both
you're
of my
just
boys do
walking
that.
around.
My mother and my uncle, I know for a fact, have done out of body experiences or spirit flight. So yeah, it's in my family.
I just thought I saw the biggest spider on my wall. I'm so sorry. It's like, no.
Aw, I thought you loved